I have a podcast. I have a podcast and I am so excited. So, hello and welcome to the Confessions About Your Body podcast with your host, Jessie Gwenfit. In this podcast, we'll be discussing all things to do with finding true food freedom, healing your relationship with your body, and I want this to be a safe space for women to feel like they're being seen and heard. I feel like, especially as a woman, we do not talk about the pressure of continuously being skinny, and this podcast is going to bring you comfort and joy, and I really want to help every single woman who is listening to this podcast to feel great in their body, to heal their relationship with food, and come out on the other side feeling amazing. So in this first episode, I thought we could discuss my fitness journey so that you guys can understand a little bit about my journey, what I have been through, and what motivated me to do this podcast to help women and to continue posting on social media. So if you don't know me, I am a content creator and online fitness coach. So I help women heal their relationship with food and break free from diets and find true body confidence. I had a really tough fitness journey, and this is the reason why I'm standing here today, and I'm using my story as hopefully something that will inspire you. My Instagram is at Jessie Gwen Fit. If you didn't come from there, then you can drop me a follow if you'd like. Since this is my first episode, I would love for you guys to share it because it took me a long time to get myself to come on a camera and create my own podcast, but I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Let's get into the video. So I went from competing in bodybuilding shows and continuously losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight again for a show at a young age, and then I developed an eating disorder from it, to finally learning to love my body and to appreciate my body for what it does for me and for what it is. So I really want to share more about how I went from competing to gaining weight and actually loving my body, because I thought that competing would help me love my body and it didn't. And I also had an eating disorder and I overcame that. So I feel like so many women are stuck in eating disorders, and it was such a hard journey. Like losing weight comparing to gaining weight, like losing weight was easy for me because it was driven by an eating disorder, but gaining weight was having to go past all my beliefs I had about my body, about society, everyone's comments. So it was a very hard journey. So we're going to start from the beginning, which was 2016. We're going down memory lane here. 2016, after my teenage years, when I finally hit puberty, is when I started to see my body as more than just what it is. Like I started to see it as like an object. I started to see it as like a weight, and I started to get worried about my weight. I grew up as a skinny child. Like I never had to look after what I was eating, and I was really lucky because of that. And at puberty, I had gained weight, and I didn't gain a lot of weight, but in society's eyes, I have. And clearly my family told me I also gained weight, which I think a lot of us go through. That's when I started to see that there's something wrong with my body, and I started to look at it in a different way. It was no longer just a number on the scale. It was more than that. The way I looked determined how lovable I am, how much my friends will accept me, how I show up in society. And it became such a pressure thing where I would literally hate what I saw in the mirror, and I never dealt with that before. And I was like, where are all these feelings coming from? So I feel like, especially when we are young women, especially during puberty, we will gain weight and we're not aware of it because we're supposed to gain weight. Especially as women, our bodies will change a lot through our 20s, through our 30s, through our 40s, because we have a cycle. And it's okay to change, but we're never really prepared for the change. So when I gained weight, I started realizing, girl, she's gaining weight. Like, you're not worthy anymore. You're not skinny. I have jumped on the first diet. I was like, how can I get rid of this so my friends can love me again, so my family can accept me, and all of that. First thing I did was jump in on a diet, and I did the Dukan diet. I'm not sure if all of you are aware of it, but it's basically eating certain food groups on different days. So I would be eating fruits one day, only protein one day. And that was my first experience of a diet. In my eyes, a diet meant something that wasn't good, something that I had to restrict food. And that's when food became the enemy, because I realized the way I saw it was that food is causing me this. So food is the enemy when food is actually not the enemy. And the only way to gain confidence and love myself again was to cut out food. And that wasn't the answer. I remember being 16 and being at school and being so scared to tell my friends that I was on a diet or trying to lose weight that I would literally go in the bathrooms and eat my lunch there, and then go to lunch and be like, oh yeah, like I'm not hungry at all. I would literally eat some plain ass chicken breast in the toilets because I was too afraid of showing it to my friends. And that was my first real experience of a diet. During that time in 2016, I would gain weight, lose weight, gain it again, lose it again. And it was just a roller coaster because it was so unsustainable. And that was my first experience of seeing food as the enemy, seeing food as something that is not just nourishing. It wasn't nourishing anymore. Food was calories. Food all of a sudden became something I was afraid of, and I didn't want to admit that to anyone, and I didn't know what to do. When you hate your body so much, you will do anything to just get rid of the body fat and thinking that that's going to fix it, and it didn't. After that, like having a couple years of yo-yo dieting, in 2018 first started my bodybuilding prep competition because I saw that as an escape to be skinny forever. In my eyes, I was like, okay, Jess, you have to compete in 12 weeks. So if you're going to be going on a stage where people are going to judge you, you're going to have to be skinny, really skinny and lean. So there's no going back. So if you sign up for this competition, then that's it. And then once you win, that will give you the permission from people that you can actually love yourself. Like, this was what was going in my head. It is so messed up that we think that way. It's so messed up that I thought me going on the stage is gonna all of a sudden heal my relationship with my body. And just because I win, that means I'm gonna be healed. And it actually turned a really, really big turn. I became obsessed with competing in bodybuilding. Bodybuilding became my whole life. At the age of 18, I didn't celebrate my birthday because I was on a diet. I went on a Europe trip for 3 months and I was literally counting every single calorie. I was absolutely terrified of food. And at this point, I was like, I need to lose this weight because otherwise I cannot step on stage. Just to give you a bit of an insight of what my bodybuilding was like, basically, it was just eating cucumbers and chicken. That was it. I would literally just be eating cucumbers, chicken, and have safe foods. And I would have a meal plan that I had to follow as a structure. And I would never deviate from this meal plan. Like, if I had anything, I would be like, that would not even happen. That would not even an option for me to have something that's not on the meal plan. So when it came to competing, when I was 18, I competed in my first ever show and I got second place. And that was amazing. Like, I genuinely felt like, oh my God, I finally did it. And I had so much praise for it from everyone, my family, my friends, as you do, because you lost the weight, you went on stage and you did such an amazing thing. And it only fed into my negative emotions with my body and my health. I became so obsessed with, and I thought, this is the way that people are going to love me. It was the first time in my life I felt like everyone was like, Jess, like, you look amazing. Wow, you actually lost the weight. Like, you're not a lazy person like we thought you were. That's when it became obsessive, and I thought that I have to keep this going. Otherwise, I wouldn't love myself and people wouldn't love me, and I'm not worthy. If anything, bodybuilding has taught me not to love myself because the way I was treating my body was so unhealthy. I was doing 2 hours of cardio, eating like 900 calories a day. I was obsessed with my body. Like, every single morning I would wake up and I would have a to-do list about what I can do to get skinnier, to lose more weight. That was my drive. That was literally everything I was thinking about from waking up until the evening. So it was such an unhealthy mindset to be in. But I just thought I am being healthy because I am disciplined, but that was not the case. I competed for a total of around 3 years and I had a lot of toxic coaches. I had lost my period and I was honestly in really, really bad state. I was not myself anymore. Like, my friends started to notice that she's not the bubbly self she's anymore. I had no energy. I was so driven to lose more weight that I wasn't aware of myself anymore. I didn't know who I was. If I wasn't skinny, I was like, who am I? If I'm not competing, who am I? Then COVID hit and I had to take a break from competing as it was something that you weren't able to do anymore. But I was still really obsessed with my food. I was still eating. I was still really deep into an eating disorder. And I would mask my eating disorder as a way of being like, okay, like, I don't have an eating disorder. It's actually the fact that I'm just disciplined. Like, I am not eating at all today because I'm disciplined, not because I don't want to. After COVID happened, I decided to compete again. And then I started my diet for my competition. As soon as I started my diet, I just knew my body. I was like, there's something wrong. There's something going wrong. I don't know what. I don't feel like I want to compete. But I was like, I can't not compete. Like, I need to lose weight. Like, I don't like the way I look. I need to lose weight. I need to be back to being lean. I've taken too much time off. Like, if I don't compete, then what am I going to do in my life? So I was having like a really big crisis and I really, really wanted to compete. And I started my diet for my competition. And as I was dieting, my body was not losing weight. My body did not want to lose the weight. So I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm doing everything. I'm cutting down calories. I'm doing cardio like 6 days a week. Why am I not losing weight? My coach was like, Jess, are you cheating on your meals? Are you having like meals off plan? I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm sticking to everything, I promise. And I was literally sticking to everything, and I was like, what is going on? So then I decided to do a hormone test, and I did my hormone test. I had like a blood test to do at home. I did a finger prick, and I always had to do fasted cardio in the morning, and that was a non-negotiable for me, like non-negotiable. When I mean, Jess would never miss her fasted cardio. So I woke up in the morning, did my blood test, and I fainted. I passed out in my house. My mum woke up and she's like, what the heck is going on here? She's like, why are you on the floor? And I literally have passed out. My mum tried to pass me a Squares bar, which if you guys don't know is like a cereal bar in the UK. She tried to pass me a Squares bar and I literally slapped it out of her mouth and I was like, Mum, I cannot have that square bar. Are you crazy? Like, I have to go do my fasted cardio. And my mum literally looked at me and she's like, Jess, you're not going anywhere. You've just fainted. And I was like, I don't care. I have a competition in like 3 months and I need to lose weight. Like, I'm going to do my fasted cardio. And that was the moment where I've realized everything I have done in the last like 4 years has been disordered eating, has come from a place of hating my body, and has come from a place that it wasn't healthy anymore. Like, my fitness journey wasn't healthy. I was still having no period. I was in an unhealthy relationship with food. My body was in starvation mode and I did not know that. I just thought I am being disciplined and that's all I can do. And that was a turning point for me. And I feel like when it comes to recovering from your eating disorder or from anything you want, you need to have that turning point. No matter how much people are telling you, like, you need to recover, you're unhealthy, like, you're too skinny, you need to have that turning point in your head where you're like, this is not right for me. In that moment when I was like, I am not skipping the gym, I was like, shit, like, there's something going on wrong now. Like, this is not healthy. Like, what started as a health journey and what started as losing a couple kilos became something really obsessive. And that was my turning point where I was like, I need to heal my relationship with food. I need a period. Like, I dismissed not having a period. I was like, yay, I don't have to worry about bleeding every month. But it was actually the fact that when you miss your period, your body's telling you, girl, you're unhealthy. You need to eat more because I'm not giving you babies with this body you're having currently. And I just completely dismissed that. I was like, well, I don't have a period. That's great. I don't have to deal with that. There's so many more side effects to everything. And I don't feel like it's talked about enough, especially when you are very, very lean. I was 49 kilos and that was my lowest weight ever. And when I look at pictures, I generally had no life in my face. Like, my face looked like I was a zombie. I hated my life. I hated everything I was doing. I literally was running on autopilot and I just became more obsessed with my body than I have ever been. It was just so unhealthy. And that was my turning point when I fainted and I realized that I'm putting everything above my health. Like, I'm putting being skinny over my health. And I was like, this can't be right. This is not the life I want to live. Like, this is not... I love traveling. I love trying food. I love food. I love making conversations. I love meeting my friends. But I haven't done that in like 3 years. I haven't enjoyed a meal in 3 years. I haven't not worried about calories or not stepped on the scales for 3 years. Like, this was not what I wanted anymore. So that was my biggest turning point. In 22 is when I first started my healing journey and going all in because I was like, I need to recover. I have such a bigger problem than just losing weight and competing now. I have an unhealthy relationship with food. I'm struggling with binge eating. I don't know who I am if I'm not competing. All these thoughts came to me and I really, really struggled to find a purpose and to love my body and to actually treat it nicely because I have treated my body with hate and unhealthy mindsets for literally 4 or 5 years. And everything started from hating my body. And I was still 5 years later, like literally 20 kilos lighter, I still hated my body. And I was like, there is a bigger problem here that we need to fix, Jess. Like, you need to fix this. Really remove calorie counting and eat what I wanted. And as you guys know, if you have been in a recovery journey, recovery is tough. Like, it's not just like, okay, like I'm just gonna eat whatever and then just move on with life. Recovery is one of the toughest things I've done. And it's like you're losing yourself, finding yourself, worrying about calories, scared of gaining weight. It is such a big process. And I think we always see the end result. Like, whenever I post on Instagram, everyone sees, oh my gosh, she's so happy and healthy now. But the moments I had to overcome to get to this point were so tough. So with my healing journey, it was almost like a 2-year process because I kept jumping in and out of diets, worrying about calories, worrying about this. I would gain weight and then lose it straight away because I was panicking. So it wasn't a linear journey. It wasn't like I decided to gain weight and then that was just it and I became happy. It was like this, literally. It was just going up and down constantly. And I realized at a point that I need help and I need to actually really work on this and give it my all, because I cannot live a life where I'm constantly worrying about calories. I'm constantly disrupted by food noise. Like, if I was gonna go out, I would literally not eat until the night out. Like, for example, if my friends invite me for dinner, I would not eat all day because I was so scared of consuming calories. And there was so many things I was doing and I literally had no energy left. I had no personality anymore. And there was so much more than that. So I really worked on healing my relationship with food, and I've worked with the coach closely to see, why do I believe these things? What made me believe that my body is not worthy? What my body actually does for me? And we really took the focus away from, okay, this is what you weigh, to like, what does your body do for you every day? I had to do mirror affirmations. I had to do journaling, like trying to journal about why you love your body. That's not got anything to do with the way it looks. It's so hard. Like, finding 3 things you love about your body when you actually hate your body, it's hard. But your body does so much more for you than just the way it looks. Like, your body allows you to go on walks. Your body allows you to have fun with your friends, to eat yummy food. Like, your body does so much. And when you're trying to look in the mirror, when you're hating your body and be like, what do I love about this? It's so hard. And it's so much self-work and mental work, which I had to do within 2 years to fully like heal myself and heal my relationship with food. And I want this to be a reminder that it is possible. Like, healing your relationship with food, finding food freedom, and actually getting rid of food noise is possible. And that's why I want to get here with this podcast, because I didn't have anything to listen to that didn't have to do with how do you count calories, how do you lose weight, how do you do that. Like, I wanted a podcast that actually brought comfort and made me feel seen. And that's what I want to do for you guys as well. Working with my genetics rather than against them, because there are some women out there that can be lean and healthy, and there's some women out there that can't do that. And I was one of those ones that I couldn't be skinny. Skinny didn't suit my body. Like, my body would immediately lose its period when it's skinny, and I would not function. My brain would not function. I was always cold. I was always getting sick when I was lean. That is a sign that your body doesn't want to be skinny. So if your body is screaming at you and is telling you, I do not want to be skinny, listen to it, because that's not the body type that is meant for you. Okay, so I'm going to end the episode. And if there's anything I want you guys to take from this episode is, number 1, your dream body should not be a nightmare to maintain. If it's your dream body, it is not a nightmare to maintain. Like, it shouldn't feel hard to maintain your dream body. Number 2 is, you are so much more than your body, and eating less and punishing it for living, it's not gonna help you love your body. Like, I literally thought for years that the more I punish my body, the more that's gonna eventually help me to love it. But that only became more unhealthy for me. And a fitness journey should always empower you, not make you feel disempowered. Like, the way I felt during my fitness journey, I felt disempowered. I felt powerless. I felt tired. I felt weak. I felt like I hated my body. Like, I was so obsessed with everything. And a fitness journey is about health. It's about feeling good. It's about being able to bring these habits into your future lifestyle and grow and continuously feel good and amazing. It wasn't me crying in the bed because I just ate a bagel. It wasn't me crying in the shower because I hate my body. That is not what a fitness journey is. A fitness journey, it should make you feel good. It should make you feel excited to train. It should come from a place of love, not hate. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. I hope it helped. I hope it helped you shine some light on my fitness journey and inspire you and let you know that you can also do what I did, because I felt so alone, and you are not alone, and I'm here to help you on this journey. So thank you guys so much for listening or watching. If you're watching it, please share it, like it, leave a review. It means the world to me if you do. And if you want to tag me on Instagram, my handle is at JessieGwenFit. And also, if you'd like to start your healing journey and break free from your eating disorder habits, finally find food freedom, then just DM me coaching on Instagram, or click the link in the show notes where you can book a call with me so we can have a chat about how I can help you, what your goals are, and what we can do to get you closer to those. And if coaching is something you want to join, then you can join on the call. If not, then you can get at least some ideas and tips that you can follow. Hope this podcast helped, and I'll speak to you all soon.